I'm so excited about today's video because we have the 3 brand new special edition controllers from Xbox, the Icebreaker, the Stormbreaker, and also Heartbreaker special edition controllers. And in today's video, we're going to take a little bit of a deep dive into all of these, look at the comparisons, see the differences, and at the end of today's video, I want you to comment which one of these 3 you think is your favorite. Welcome to BarbsterFilms, where we take a look at products from filmmaking gear to gaming accessories. We have the Stormbreaker controller, which is white and black and has a metallic accent color. The Icebreaker controller has a super pale blue, a sort of mid blue, and a teal. And finally, the Heartbreaker controller is this pink, purple, and blue color. Now, if you're like me, choosing between these 3 different controllers is going to be a very difficult decision because I think they all just look amazing, but they all do have some slight differences and subtle changes between each one, and that's what we're going to look at in today's video. I mean, you might not even be in the market for a new controller, and I for one am definitely not in the need for a new controller. I have too many controllers that I don't play with those, but I still wanted to get my hands on these because I still think that they all look amazing, and I do like to have things on display, and all 3 of these will just look amazing sat on a shelf, and they seem like a little bit of an art piece, and they are a bit of a collector's edition as well, because Xbox, they call it special edition, meaning that they're not going to be available forever. So if you do want to get one, I would recommend getting them whilst you can. Even if you don't have an Xbox, then these still might appeal to you, as they all work on multiple devices, not just on Xbox. So we could use them on our phones, our tablets, on our PC, or any other device that we want to play games on. And if you've already got an Xbox controller or ever used one before, then these are exactly the same. They follow the same layout, same footprint, same design, same shape, same size as your normal Xbox controllers. The only difference between your normal Xbox controller and these special edition ones is these incredible and unique designs. And it probably goes without saying, but these Xbox controllers do come with 2 AA batteries, but you could just put your own battery, your own plug and play system into it and charge it through the USB-C on the back. None of these controllers have an internal battery. And all 3 of them have the dedicated share button on the front and the 3.5mm headphone jack on the bottom, along with the expansion port. All 3 of them have a solid colour on the back and sides, with a texture grip that also wraps around the back and the sides of the controllers. The main section on the back is plastic, but the sides are slightly softer and slightly rubberized. And as you can see on the back of the Stormbreaker and the Heartbreaker controller, both of these have the same colour on the back and the sides. Whereas the Icebreaker controller has 2 different colours. We have this nice blue as the main back section, but the sides are this really nice deep teal colour. The thumbsticks on the Stormbreaker and Heartbreaker are the same colour as the back of their controller, whereas the thumbsticks on the Icebreaker controller is the same colour as the side, but not the back. Now, taking a quick look at the bumper buttons, the Stormbreaker one has matching white, the Icebreaker has this super pale sky blue colour, and the Heartbreaker has this really vibrant pink. And I really do like the fact that all 3 of these controllers have a consistent theme that runs throughout them, but like I said at the beginning, there are still some subtle differences between these controllers. For instance, on the D-pad. As we can see on the Stormbreaker controller, the D-pad here is this shiny metallic silver. It catches the light lovely as we're using it and moving it around, but the D-pads on the other 2 are just a matte colour. Neither of these are metallic. The Heartbreaker D-pad matches those pink bumper buttons, whereas the colour of the D-pad on the Icebreaker one is a different colour than the bumper buttons on the top. Whilst we're on the subject of shiny things, as we can see, the background design is also shiny as well on the Stormbreaker controller. It catches the light lovely as we're moving it around, and it kind of complements the metallic D-pad that we've got on the front of this controller. Whereas on the other 2, the background shapes and colours are just a matte colour. They kind of match the same matte as the D-pads on both of these controllers. Nothing here really shines or catches the light. But one thing you might have noticed with this one is the fact that the entire front plastic is a solid colour. It's solid white with those sort of shiny silver and grey and black patterns put on front of it. Where if we look closely at the other 2, both of these are actually semi-transparent with the colors and shapes put on top of it, and we can kind of see inside of these controllers and sort of see the inner workings. For me personally, I love the fact that these are semi-transparent. I like to be able to see inside and see that inner working, and seeing that slight metallic kind of inner frame or the inner chassis of these controllers does give it an extra bit of depth that I really like. And I think it's just a shame that the Stormbreaker one is a solid white. And I am just wondering why they made the decision to make this one the only solid colour on the front, where the other two have that semi-transparent plastic. If they had, like last year's design, this is the Ghost Cypher one, if they had this sort of see-through plastic design mixed with that sort of shiny metallic silvery colour on the front, I think would have added so much more depth and kind of intrigue into the actual controller. But I'm glad that they decided to make this one the metallic one. It kind of gives it that extra little bit of depth, but I wouldn't have been opposed to having a little bit of shine, a little bit of metallicness on these two. That's the kind of main difference, is this one catches the light and shines, but it's a solid color, where these two are semi-transparent, but neither of these are metallic. So let's now take a quick look at the other buttons on the front. We have the white and pale gray on the Stormbreaker controller. The buttons on the Icebreaker controller are this super pale blue with teal as their accent colour, and we have that deep purple and vibrant pink on the Heartbreaker controller. But one thing you might have noticed on the Stormbreaker controller is the fact that the Xbox logo and button is really nice and in keeping. It's just black and white, which perfectly matches this controller. Whereas on the other two controllers, we've now introduced another colour, which is the black background of the Xbox logo. I feel like having the black on the front does make them stand out slightly, and it doesn't quite fit in with the rest of the design, especially when we compare it to the white and black of the Stormbreaker controller. But one thing that I do really like is the fact that on the Icebreaker controller, we do have the actual pale blue as the X for the Xbox logo, and on the Heartbreaker controller, we have the matching pink. But one thing I do really like is the fact that when we turn all three of these controllers on, that black almost disappears and we have a nice vibrant LED behind it, which really makes that Xbox logo pop and stand out. And one thing I was actually quite surprised at was the fact that the actual background design, the way it's been printed on the controller, is perfectly consistent throughout all three of these controllers. For some reason, I just thought it was going to be a bit higgledy-piggledy, and all three of these controllers would have had their own sort of unique design. But when we actually look at them side by side, we can actually see that they follow the exact same design, just with different colors. And now I would love to know, what do you think of these three controllers? Which one of these is your favorite? They've all got their own unique and original look and design about them, and they're all super striking. If you take any one of these away, put it on a shelf, have it on display, they all look amazing. And I really love the fact that Xbox does kind of go above and beyond and give us these really cool and unique and original looking controllers. But maybe you're looking at all three of these now and thinking that you're not quite a fan and you wish that they were a different colour. Let me know in the comment section down below which colour combination you would like Xbox to bring out next. And I'm obviously from the UK, and I've noticed that different retailers have an exclusivity with the different colours. For instance, Amazon is selling the Stormbreaker controller, where Argos has the Heartbreaker one and Currys has the Icebreaker. That might change in the future, but if you want to pick up all three of these, then you can go to each one of those individual sites or stores to pick the individual one up, or you can go onto the Microsoft Store or the Xbox Store online, and they actually have all three of them available. And if you're wondering, the price has gone up a little bit from last year's Cypher Special Edition controllers. This year, these new Breaker controllers have gone up to $74.99, but that is consistent no matter which site you get them from. That's enough from me today. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, a like would be really appreciated, and I hope to see you here again soon.